All right, so it's been a pretty bad week for drivers. It's been a bad few weeks for drivers, but hey, at least it can't get any worse. I'm sorry? Uber said what? Oh, it just gets worse. What can I say? So, hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur, and we're going to be talking about a lot of interesting things that are in Uber and Lyft's IPO throughout the week. Sometimes we'll be talking about them through articles. Sometimes I'll be looking in the IPO itself. But it's amazing. It's bad. It's bad. And it's so bad, in fact, that I finished the episode that shows how you can buy Uber and Lyft stock and what apps you can use. But I'm almost afraid to release it now because, geez, I really don't want anyone to get invested. I think this is a freight sharing without a conductor, and it's going to just fly off the rails at some point. It's out of control. And we're going to be talking about so many reasons why, but we're going to start with this one. Disgruntled drivers and cultural challenge Uber admits to its biggest risk factors. This is from The Guardian, by the way. And they got this information from the initial public offering paperwork. And they discuss a few things. They discuss workplace culture, which, of course, I think they're trying to fix that. Additional reputational baggage, where like the delete Uber and unbearably awful 2017 is going to be a problem for the IPO. Criminal investigations and legal liabilities. This is a fun one. The dreadful spate of negative press Uber endured 2017 didn't just harm its reputation, it also led to Uber becoming the subject of DOJ criminal inquiries and investigations, as well as related civil enforcement inquiries and investigations by other government agencies in the United States and abroad. Uber says that the subject of the investigation include, among other matters, use of a tool to limit the vehicle views available to regulatory enforcement authorities, known as Grayball, alleged deceptive business practices and fraud, the use of alleged inappropriate means to obtain a rape victim's medical records, and our disclosures to certain investors. Wow. I think we've talked about all of those things on this channel. That was 2 years ago. I'm starting to feel a little old now. And they talk about the Waymo lawsuit, all that stuff. And never mind all the current legal battles that the company is facing, which, is it common for companies to go public while they're facing legal difficulties? I don't know. But you know what? Fine, whatever. This is all old news, and the reputation kind of steadily did start improving at some point, except with the recent stuff with the drivers and how they're getting screwed, and that's becoming a national political speaking thing. So much so that we're going to soon be talking about politicians and what they have to say about the Uber strikes and conditions of the drivers. And they're going to have a lot to talk about, because here's the big part of the article: disgruntled drivers. This is what we're here to talk about. And I love how they start saying the giant elephant in the room with Uber has always been its treatment of drivers. Boy, you think? Of course that's the big elephant in the room, because the drivers are what make the company work. If the drivers all decided one day to just stop driving, then Uber has no business. And yet they insist on this business model of high overturn, where like, if a bunch of people quit in mass, who cares? There's a bunch of people waiting to drive, and now they're getting the lowest of the low, people who just desperately need money. I mean, very few people, I'm not going to say nobody because I know it's not true, but there's very few people who are with any self-respect or dignity that do this now. But this is where you can just laugh a lot. Which is long classified as independent contractors, making them ineligible for minimum wage, overtime, workers' compensation, insurance, and other benefits. In the disclosures, Uber notes that if it is forced to start classifying drivers as employees, it will have to fundamentally change its business model. Oh yeah, they'll actually have to train them, and they'll have to limit the amount of cars on the road. Whoop-de-doo. Although it's interesting that they talk about this particular issue, because I'm not going to go into too much detail because of something that Lyft put in their IPO filing. We'll talk about that probably tomorrow. But here's where it's more concerning. The company acknowledges that many of its drivers are unhappy, writing, while we aim to provide an earnings opportunity comparable to that available in retail, wholesale, or restaurant services or other similar work, we continue to experience dissatisfaction with our platform from a significant number of drivers. Now, this is important. Uber is finally publicly in a legal filing, which, by the way, since they have ongoing lawsuits, maybe this legal filing can be used in them. I don't know. I'll let the lawyers figure that one out. But they are officially admitting drivers are dissatisfied. And that is a very, very kind word to use. They are livid as far as I'm concerned. Again, I don't want to stir up trouble, but when the guys from Chicago are complaining about them, they done screwed up big time. And yet, you would hope that the reaction would be, this is something we're going to work on. You know what? They're the lifeblood of our company. We're going to go public. We have a responsibility to them. We're going to fix this. But no. This final paragraph here is a bombshell. And it points out it is likely to make the drivers even more unhappy in the future, both because it is investing in autonomous vehicles to reduce the number of drivers it needs, and because it plans to reduce payments to drivers in order to increase its chances of turning a profit. Oh wow, really? And here's what they wrote. As we aim to reduce driver incentives to improve our financial performance, we expect driver dissatisfaction will generally increase. Wow. Like I said, it's not even funny anymore. And this is an amazing sentence. Driver dissatisfaction will increase? I mean, we are in a situation now where the drivers are making 60 cents a mile. The gas, at least in LA and most of California, is over $4 a gallon. The referral bonuses are virtually non-existent. The surge is being stolen, and when it's not being stolen, they are covering up how much they are charging the passenger. They are taking, in some cases, over 50% of the fare. And the incentives, well, it's like a trip or two in a row, and you'll get a bonus $4 here and there. And never mind the constant deactivations without proof that we did anything wrong. All of this. And Uber predicts that they are going to be doing something that will cause driver dissatisfaction to increase, even with all of that. Oh my gosh. What else can I do but laugh? This company is screwed. They are so screwed. This is the year that the strikes finally started gaining media attention. Heck, this is the year people felt so passionately about how Uber was hurting them that they went to the streets in the first place. This was the first time I went to an Uber and Lyft strike, and it didn't suck. There were people there, and there were cops, and there were media. The drivers are so unhappy that they are actually getting the media's ear, talking about how, unhappy they are. The media is turning against Uber. The customers, now they're finding out how the drivers are treated, are starting to turn against Uber. And Uber expects driver dissatisfaction to increase? And granted, here's the thing. Let's talk about this real quick. Because it is investing in an autonomous vehicle to reduce the number of drivers it needs. Yeah, you know what? That's not going to happen for a long time. I highly doubt that's going to contribute to driver dissatisfaction going up in the near future. I bet it's because they have plans to reduce payments to drivers. That's where the dissatisfaction is going to raise. Guys, they're going to be reducing payments again. Granted, this is not a rate cut, and I have a hard time imagining that they could do another rate cut. I don't think they could. I think the bonuses, the quest, all that stuff, that's going to go away. But then you get to that little problem where Uber said the reason we cut the rates is because we found out that drivers want to make more money through quests and promotions. And so that's why we removed it. They will make more money in the long run, which you knew that was not true. We all know that was not a real thing. That was an excuse. So Uber cut the rates because they were going to offer us more promotions, quests, and bonuses to make up, and that's how we were going to make more money, even though that was really a way to keep us driving, keep us in control. Now, apparently, even that's going away.
How stupid are you?
I mean, what do you want me to say to this? What do you want me to say to this? I think I've used up all my energy on this. This is going to be a fun year talking about Uber and Lyft. And when I say it's going to be a fun year talking about Uber and Lyft, I mean that like when someone finds out they're getting a divorce and they go in that first court and they find out that the divorce is not going to be amicable, that there's going to be a lot of fighting, you kind of go like, well, this is going to be fun. I feel for you guys. I really do. And here's the thing. This is what's going to be so crazy. This is why I have to split these videos up throughout the week. This is only one bombshell in their IPO. Just one. There are many things written in the IPO filing that should give everyone, drivers, passengers, and investors, pause for concern and for them to say, I got to get out. Like, don't even get involved in this company. This company is going to go public. They're going to raise $10 billion. The investors are going to cash out because they probably know where this is going. I mean, clearly they're highlighting the biggest flaws. And even the fact that Uber has outright stated they may never be profitable. Well, what the heck is the point of investing then? If you will never become profitable, what's the point of even investing? Now, people might be saying, but you know, Uber's a verb now, and everybody uses it. Yeah, you know what everyone was also using? MoviePass. Everyone and their mothers was getting MoviePass because for $10 a month, unlimited movies, that was a great deal. They loved it. Guess what? They're almost out of business now. And Uber will be that way too at some point. Yeah, it's a great deal for riders. Not drivers, riders. If you are using Uber and Lyft, yeah, use them, enjoy them. You'd be stupid not to at this point. Heck, it's so cheap, it's even replaced car ownership for some people. But if they can't figure out how to make this profitable, then that luxury is going to go away, and it is a luxury right now. Driver dissatisfaction will generally increase. I'm going to predict it's going to be greatly increased. It's going to be greatly increased, the driver dissatisfaction. By the way, on a final note before I do my typical shout-outs, some people might be saying, the recent thing where Uber was giving like bonuses and stuff that, hey, maybe they're just thanking the drivers. It is an appreciation bonus. And yeah, here's the thing. You never want to talk down money. A lot of people got $100, $500, $1,000. And the thing about that is that some people actually did the math. Like, okay, what does that amount to per ride? And someone did the math, and I hope it's right because, again, I totally suck at math. I mean, that's been proven time and time again. Numbers are not my thing. But they calculated how much $100 out of 2,500 rides equal to. And it was about 4 cents a ride. Yeah, that's how much Uber appreciates you. 4 cents a ride. Not even a whole nickel. It's like I'm having flashbacks of the boy band Con, which is a excellent YouTube documentary, by the way. You have to have YouTube Premium to watch it, but it's worth signing up just to watch this one video. And it's about Lou Pearlman, the manager of like NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. And in the middle, there's a scene where NSYNC is sitting down with Pearlman, and they're finally going to be getting their paychecks. So the way it was working with them is that they were doing shows and stuff for like over a year before they got paid anything. They had to put in the work at the ground level, and then they would get paid down the road. And by the time this dinner has come around, they have sold millions of CDs. They have sold millions of dollars in merchandise. They have had sold out concerts. They have Disney Channel specials, and all of them are handed envelopes with checks. And they start opening the envelopes. And it's like, what's it going to be? Is it going to be 500,000? Is it going to be 800? Is it going to be 1 million? What's the number going to be? Because they're doing the math in their head. It's like they have made the record label millions upon millions of dollars. And they open up the envelopes. They got $10,000 each. I mean, just wow. Lance Bass, one of the members of NSYNC, he goes to his hotel room. He tears the check up. They sue. And that's the answer I have to people who are super stoked about the settlement, because it is a settlement. 4 cents a ride, that's an insult. And you know what? One of the reasons they're doing this is because they know that they're going to be reducing the payments to the drivers to turn a profit. That's all they can do. Just squeeze the drivers. We might have to have like another video at one point, because it has been brought up that Uber might be done squeezing the drivers. That what they're doing now really is squeezing the passengers. And I think there's an interesting debate to be had about that. But yeah, it says right there, they're going to be going after the drivers even more. This is not a sustainable business. There's no winning in this one. Not for the drivers, not for the investors. Anyway, that's where we're going to leave it. What do you folks think about this? Does it surprise you? Does it not? I'd love to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, of course, but even as little as $1 a month goes a long way to helping the channel run smoothly and get access to my Patreon exclusive blog. Also, if you want to save on gas because gas prices are rising, check out the Get Upside app below. With a referral, you will get some good discounts on gas, and we could all use discounts on gas. Also, check out my Apptrepreneur Vlogs channel. It's a new channel, but new content is coming every week. And if you want to talk to me or other fellow rideshare drivers, check out the Apptrepreneur Hangouts on Facebook. You have to be approved to join, but we've been approving most people, so your chances are pretty good, so long as you don't have like a funky thumbnail or profile picture. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.